Alright, so in this video I want to go over a bad eBay experience I just recently had with some negative implications on purchasing. So we'll start off with the seller was Smoothie World. So I'd purchased an individual card from them, over a month ago, got shipped fine. They had a bunch of 2025, 26 Topps basketball and some other, lower end sheet cards up for bids, and you can see I bought 25 items for a total of $24.75. So I bought every card for 99 cents. I put in $1 bids on a bunch of these cards ending and ended up winning 25. There are a lot more up for auction than just that, but there were some blacks out of 68, just some numbered cards that I kind of wanted to have for whatnot, which I'm trying to build up a little bit this year. You can see the problem is $94.92 in shipping, which is absurd for buying $24.75 worth of cards. It's 25 cards. You can fit that. I've seen plenty of sellers fit that into one bubble mailer. You can ship that out for probably $10 on your cost. So order total $127 for $25 in cards. So previous to this message here, I'd messaged them a week before or so asking about combined shipping a few times. They said they couldn't figure it out. So this here was the best dialogue we ended up getting. So this was all in pretty much one day. So starts off with them asking to do what I did last time so I can send the cards. So I said, okay, sent the combined shipping request. And he said, waiting on you to send the card, which I assume means waiting on me to pay to send the card. But I said, send what card? I requested combined shipping for all the cards like you asked. So instead of saying something about me paying, I was asking what he wanted me to send him, which he replies to, I don't know how to do that. I told you to do the same thing you did last time. So I didn't know what last time was. Was last time the individual card I bought from them where I paid? Which obviously, I paid for the shipping for the one individual card I bought, or is do what I did last time, send him a combined shipping request. So I then asked, so you want me to pay and then you'll send a refund for shipping, because $95 for shipping is crazy, which he replies, you have to pay for the shipping anyways. So this kind of upset me, just because I know from buying on eBay that nobody is going to individually package 25 cards and send them to one buyer. They are going to bulk it up. So I respond with, yes, but $95 in shipping is crazy for $25 of cards. You could ship all of them for $10 in a bubble mailer. That's why I want to know if you combine them when you go to print the label and refund $75 and shipping charges on my end. And then down here, I actually put a picture of that screenshot that I showed you on the first slide of the $95 in shipping, just to show, what I see on my end and why I don't want to pay for it until I know whether I'm going to be getting refunded for part of the shipping or not, because $95 is insane. I apologize for some of the blurry images. Some of these screenshots just didn't go through well through the computer. So there's that screenshot I sent. Just pay one at a time. It's like $1. No, it's not. It was not $1 each. As you can see, it was $95 for 25 cards. So even if I paid one at a time, I'd still end up paying $95. This is a little typo, but I basically was saying I'll still be paying $20 in shipping if you refund $75. So he sent this at the same time I sent this, so that was with this screenshot. So basically I wanted to, if I paid in full, right, and paid the $125 for the order, I wanted to be making sure that I'd be getting a $75 refund, which gives him $20 in shipping costs, which is much more than the label. He'd still probably end up netting $10 off shipping, which he just responds to, I don't refund. So, okay, getting a refund on shipping is not an option. The only option now for me is to be getting combined shipping request and an invoice so that I can pay what the shipping cost should be. And then this here says each card says it's individually $4.70 shipping and not $1. So that was my response to just pay one at a time like it's $1. So you want to pay $95 in shipping for these cards. Response is, my shipping is like $1 each card. No, it's not. We've gone over that. Just pay one at a time. So I send a screenshot here and here. I don't have it included, but it shows about 10 of the cards I purchased And each card individually shows the shipping cost. So a bunch of them are showing $4.76 shipping cost, which is not the $1. And then this here is just what really angered me, and this pretty much changed my tone. I would say I've already had a couple of messages that maybe weren't as nice and calling, the $95 crazy. He said, gonna send them all at one time. So if you're gonna send them all at one time, the only thing I get out of this message is that you're gonna bulk them together and ship them together at once. So they're gonna come in one bubble mailer with one label, and this is confirmed later on. But you are not gonna be paying $95 in shipping. You're gonna be paying $10 in shipping approximately, maybe 15. And you're just upset at the price your card sold at, and you want to make an extra $80 off of shipping, which is unacceptable to me. If anyone else out there sells cards like that, that is unacceptable. Treat the buyers how you'd want to be treated. Nobody wants to be paying $80 that goes strictly into the seller's pockets for shipping, especially if they send them out one at a time. Just combine shipping, make everyone's lives easier. Your life is simpler because you only have to send one package. The buyer is happy because they don't have to pay outrageous shipping fees that you end up pocketing. So to go with the screenshot, I said, these are what they show when I go to pay, which isn't $1. So a lot of these messages are kind of going through at the same time. We're in a pretty steady conversation right now. I figured they'd all be sent at once, which was in response to him saying that he was going to ship them all together, basically. But I want to make sure part of the $95 in shipping it shows on my end will get refunded after I pay. I say this because I do not want to pay $95, like I've said multiple times. Now, I sent 3 pictures here, which I tell him, if you follow the 3 steps in the photos, all the items will be combined before I pay, and that way no refunding is needed. So quick context here. I went through on my own and figured out, how to do sending an invoice to a buyer without even having cards that have sold when I was going through this. So I was able to click through it and figure it out on my own. But prior to this, we had messaged, and I let them know, hey, you need to enable it in your settings. I sent them screenshots of stuff from Google and from eBay forums that you can look up on how to enable it, which I guess he just didn't do any of that, so I don't know if it was enabled or not. But yeah. So this is in response to the $95 of shipping. He says the numbered cards are to protect your cards, but the non-numbered cards aren't. So that's why numbered cards were $4.76 shipping, non-numbered were $1.32. So I then say, okay, so each one will be individually shipped in its own bubble mailer. Which he responds, yeah, the number cards and autos. I like to protect the number and auto cards and put them in bubble mailer. I don't think that he responded accurately to this message. Each one will be individually shipped in its own bubble mailer. He just said before he'll ship them all at once. And then he said, I like to protect the number and auto cards and put them in bubble mailer. There's nothing wrong with them shipping in bubble mailer. To me, this is him responding to each card sold for 99 cents and I'm paying $4.76 shipping. I get that they're coming in bubble mailers. I don't expect them to come PWE. I expect a bulk invoice to be sent for, ground advantage, or even if he wanted to and make some money and charge me priority shipping and then print a ground advantage label, whatever. I would have been okay with that. But I responded, right, but can they come together in one bubble mailer together? I don't want to pay $95 in shipping for $25 in cards, and I'm fine with them being in one bubble mailer together. Just to get the point across, I love that you want to protect your cards. If by any of this you meant that you wanted to send each one its own bubble mailer, I don't want that. I'm the buyer. I'm telling you it's fine. If something were to happen, you yourself could go and take one of these screenshots and send it to eBay as your proof that I said it's fine. And any complaint that I would have opened after it, which I wouldn't have, would have been closed. He responds, let me try to do the combined shipping thing because it's not doing it. So I said, okay, I'll send a combined shipping request again to see if that helps. I sent one on my phone and on my computer just in case they didn't go through one of the ways. He says, I never even got the first combined request. So that's why I sent it on the computer, because I'd been sending them on the phone, like, okay, I'll try it a different way. But I don't even have to send the request for you to be able to combine shipping, because I've sent invoices before for combined shipping, like I showed in these 3 photos here of how to do it, without actually having the combined shipping request from the buyer, but that does make it easier. I think it's for the buyers only, or I don't know. I'm gonna try to figure it out. So I just, I was being nice. Is it interesting? I've sent them a couple times. Usually the seller just sends an invoice. I showed them the 3 pictures again on how to combine. I tried that. There's no combined purchase. So we've established that he probably just doesn't have this enabled, which is okay. But he also said he wasn't going to refund me. So basically, he doesn't even want to do the alternative method that would do the same thing. So I said, okay, well, the other option is I pay the full price, but I would like to get at least $75 in shipping refund, which would put the price I pay for shipping at $20. Then he says, just pay for the $1 shipping cards, which was, I don't know, maybe 5 to 8 of the cards or something. And I was like, what about the other cards? Like the cards that were $1 were probably worth $1 or $2. So if I'm paying the shipping and all that, I'm still going to be paying $10 of shipping for these cards. It's still not worth it to me. I want the other cards that I bet on and won. He says he'll put the other cards back up and put them at $1 shipping and buy them again. Which doesn't make any sense. Because, one, I said that I am fine with them being shipped in a bubble mailer. He wants them in a bubble mailer. If you do this for $1 shipping, it's not coming in a bubble mailer. Unless he combined shipping after I would end up paying approximately like $30 in shipping charges, and then bubble mails it for $10, which he's still making money off shipping, which is the vibe I was getting the whole time of what he was trying to do. And I said I prefer to have them all together because it'll still be over $30 in shipping to do that for $1 shipping or $1.32 shipping on each card. It's not able to work out. I'll just request to cancel so you can put them back up for sale. He said, okay, I'll try to figure them out. And I just let him know that I'd been finding stuff on the internet on how to do it, just to try and help him. So later that evening, he says, I don't know how to do it. You're going to have to pay for shipping. I'm just going to put the card back on listing. At this point, I'd been going through and requesting cancel, but I hadn't gotten through all 25 cards yet. So that's kind of where I got, screwed over, was the fact that all of these are like half of the cards. I hadn't sent them out yet. So he was the one that canceled and said the reasons buyer does not pay, which means I cannot bid on like half the cards up on eBay right now. So I'm going to have to open a dispute with eBay and share these messages with them and show the outrageousness that I was trying to avoid. But if I had been able to request cancel all of them first, I would have been fine. So a bit unfortunate, but I'll work through it. Just means it's going to be slower buying right now. I can always ask it on the bid exemption list, which I've already gotten on for one for Quick Consign, which I buy a decent amount of stuff from. DC Sports does not do bid exemption for any customers, so that's a bit unfortunate. So I said, okay, I don't want to pay more in shipping than the cards cost. I've never had this problem before. I understand. I understand that he wants to put them back up for listing. If he's not getting what he wants, by all means, he can cancel the stuff if he wants to, but I think it's outrageous. He said, you're the only one that's ever given me this problem. Everyone pays for shipping. And I said, not $95 worth, which probably isn't how I should have responded. I probably should have responded that everybody pays for shipping by saying I would still be paying for shipping, but not $95 worth. So I said they don't pay $95 worth, or they combine shipping after payment and then send a partial refund. Everybody pays for shipping for their cards. I'm not saying I don't want to pay shipping. I said multiple times I will pay $20 for shipping. Which is still really high. I never said I won't pay for shipping. I'm just saying I'm not paying $95 worth of shipping. And he says the buyer pays shipping, obviously. I said I never had a seller that doesn't combine shipping in the 5 years I've been on eBay. I'm sorry, but this will not work for me. Just trying to keep it, nice and polite, which, I had some snarky messages in there, but that's because I was upset, and I believe rightfully so. Every seller can combine shipping. You just have to enable it. I never had a buyer that doesn't buy shipping. I'm not trying to not buy shipping. Nobody in their right mind will pay $95 of shipping for $25 of cards. Every seller will combine shipping, and I suggest you learn the skill for the future so other buyers don't have to deal with this insanity. This was the nastiest message I sent in the whole thing. It's not that bad, but I was just really upset at this point. He responds, even when I buy, I pay shipping. I was going to pay shipping. You got 26 cards, what do you expect? I expect the seller to combine shipping. I got 25 cards, not 26. Doesn't really matter. But I expect you, like you said, you're going to send them together at once in one bubble mailer, which means one shipping label, which does not cost $95. So you'd be pocketing a bunch of money. I don't want that. I said, I expect the seller to combine shipping. You can do that. I don't know what you can do that means, but I just assumed, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. The seller can combine shipping, which he responds, I can't do that. So I think he meant that I'm the one that can combine shipping. I sent the request, but I can't actually combine it. You do like you did last time. You paid last time, right? Yeah, I paid for the one individual card I bought from you because it was one individual card. And yeah, it was $4.76 shipping on a 99-cent card, which was a Giannis Gold out of 2025 from this 2025-26 Topps. But to me, the price with that shipping was still worth it, so I paid for it. But I don't know. It won't let me do it. We've established that. So I let him know about that last time I purchased. It was just one card. That's why I asked for a partial refund after I paid, because when you go to buy the shipping labels, it lets you combine them all at once, which I know for a fact you would have, because when you go to buy shipping labels on eBay, most people know this, it pops up right where you have to click to buy stuff, like right next to it, it says combine orders for customers or whatever it is. And pretty much everyone's always going to click that. It automatically combines them together and recalculates a new label price for you. All my buyers do it. I don't do it. I said, that's not true. I sent a screenshot from Google here that comes from like an eBay statement or something that says buyers cannot combine shipping. They can request it. Sellers are the one that handle shipping or combining the shipping. I don't know how to do it. That's okay. And then he said, that's not true. I sold 8 Victors and the buyer did it. I just sent the cards. I said, the buyer paid for shipping for all of the cards. If I were to pay my order total on $25 worth of cards, it would have been $120. I've been doing this for years now, and buyers are not the ones that can combine shipping. It is up to the seller. Everyone that buys from me asks the same thing that I asked of you, and they all are able to do it. He responds, he combined them. I didn't. I don't know how to do it. They didn't let me. So it's unfortunate this is blurry, but he's basically saying he combined it. My buyers are the ones that do it. And this image here, it says 693 subtotal, 7 items. I believe that it was $9.24 shipping, which it was $9.24. You see that message over here. So each individual card had $1.32 shipping on it. He bought 7 cards. Whoa, the shipping cost is $9.24. I said, no, the buyer paid full shipping price. I broke down the math for him. They paid in full for shipping. It's just each item was $132 and not $476 and $132, a combination of them. So I said, did you ship them together in one package? And if so, how much do the shipping labels cost? Because this isn't too unreasonable. $9.24 in shipping for this. His shipping label probably cost him $5. He made $4 off shipping. I do make a couple bucks off shipping. Everyone does. If you set your buyer to pay shipping and you do USPS Ground Advantage, it's always going to charge them like $7 or so, and your shipping labels are $5. You're going to make a couple bucks. But you're not going to be making $80 or $85 like he would have off of me. Off of $25 in cards too. He said, yeah, you got number cards with 4 plus shipping. Together, he did it. But yeah, so that's in response to I asked him if he shipped them together. He shipped them together, which means they came in one package. So he made money off of shipping, not too much, but he made a bunch off me. I said, how much did the label cost? Because I bet it was less than $9. And that was just me trying to prove my point. He didn't ever respond to that directly, how much it cost. But if he said the shipping label was $5 or something like that, I would have been like, okay, so you purchased one label that was the cost of what a label costs and not how much the buyer paid in shipping. So then my $95 would be $10 label. Thus, you make $85 off shipping, which is outrageous. His cards were not numbered. Shipping was $1 for each card. Okay, that makes sense why the math broke up the way it did. So I said you ship them each in their own envelope because the buyer paid for that, which means you sent out 7 individual envelopes. No, I shipped them all together. He shipped them in one. That is confirmation he would have shipped mine together in one bubble mailer with one shipping label. That does not cost $95. and I say, how much did it cost for you to buy the one shipping label? No response after that. I believe that Smoothie World on eBay is a scam. They know what they're doing. He hasn't responded to that. He knows how much the one shipping label cost him. He knows that this one would have cost him $10 or $15 at most and would have made another $70 off shipping. He either wanted to play dumb. It's a relatively new account, so maybe he doesn't know how to combine shipping or doesn't have it enabled. But I think he knows enough of what he's doing to not respond when I say how much did the one shipping label cost, to stop right there because he knows he'd be making money off me. So sorry for the rant. I do apologize. I just want to make a video about this because it's really frustrating. Obviously, being not able to bid on half the cards on eBay is unfortunate. I'm not going to be able to buy as much here while I try to get this resolved. But just wanted to make a video. Please let me know down below in the comments what you think about this. Am I overreacting? Was the way I responded to some of his messages, was that the correct way to respond? Was I right to respond that way? Should I have not responded with some of the snarkiness and attitude that I did? I don't know. I don't think any of you guys watching this video would want to pay $95 in shipping for 25 $1 cards. That's just my guess. Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and got something out of it. And if you did, I appreciate it. As always, thank you for watching. 2K for life. Peace.